Edmonton Oilers are in Chicago tonight. Chi-Town, Chirac, shout out Kanye West, I guess you could say. Fresh off that city's biggest playoff win they have seen in years on Saturday. There you go, Bert. I found a way to work it in for you. They're gonna be down at United Center, taking on the Blackhawks for, I believe, the second time this season.
Yes, sir.
Bedard versus McDavid. Connor's got an insane point streak going, 18 games right now. Leon Draisaitl has his own 19-game point streak against the Chicago Blackhawks of his own. Feeling good. I got me, I got Bert, and I got Michael Menzies, who, folks, get used to seeing this face a little bit more on pre and post. Menzies and Bordzy, they're going to be coming at you. But hello, what up, and welcome to Pregaming, brought to you by Bet365. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Whatever the moment, you know it. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Yesterday, I was my New England Patriots, my money line bets, my spread bets. Oh, they all cashed. Drake May, tough one. Not his best football game I've ever seen.
No.
But that ain't going to stop me from rocking it, celebrating. Menzies, how are the Giants doing?
Yeah, well, they're on the mend. If you want to talk some 2010s Giants bets,
let
me know. Let me know.
This decade only.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. Or the 2000s and the 2010s, whatever your fancy.
I backed myself in a corner here.
May didn't play that well. It didn't matter. He made enough plays. You have to be happy. I was on the Chargers plus 3.5. Didn't matter.
That's right.
Didn't matter.
That's right, baby. We're moving on. So, folks, I'm flying high. Sunday yesterday was a good one. We got Oilers tonight. We got Oilers tomorrow. We actually have Oilers games 5 days out of this week. You're going to see a lot of this face. We're also going to be at Greta on Saturday night. Nuge, knock on wood.
That's right.
Might be hitting game 1,000. It's Nuge week, Menzies.
We're planning Nuge week as we speak. Upcoming. That's right. If you want some Nugent Hopkins content, well, it's coming down the pike, whether you like it or not, because that's what we're going to do. And so that's exciting. 5 games in 7 nights, Bordzy.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a pre- and post-game host. I could only imagine playing in those games and having travel between. Pretty sure every single one of them is going to have travel.
Yes, because they only come back home. So they're in Nashville tomorrow. They're back home Thursday against the Islanders, at Vancouver Saturday, home on Sunday to the Blues. So, this is, and it'll be very interesting too, because the Oilers can't win 3 games in a row, and they're 1-3-3 in back-to-back. So if you're trying to do the puzzle here of what the record will be this week, understand those parameters, right? It'll be very tricky to see how it'll all come up.
And I'll tell you, this week, all 5 of those matchups pretty favorable for the Edmonton Oilers. I've said it pretty much this entire season. I've been waiting for January to come. There's so many home games for the Oilers, but so many favorable matchups where I believe they're going to be favored on Bet365 for the vast majority of games this month. But also, forgot to bury this in the lead. The Oilers are going Crean team tonight, baby. The Crean jerseys are getting rolled out this evening. The Oilers 4-0 so far this season. They look good. You feel good. You play good, damn it. They're taking them on the road. I believe tonight and tomorrow, the Nashville Predators game.
Back-to-back creams.
I believe.
Whoa.
Bite your tongue, boards. Bite your tongue. Power through.
We're really trying hard for a young one.
Also, it's going to be it is Dad's week as well. More on that in just a second. But
how fitting. Got
a couple people in the chat. Let's get Gold Star. That one was beautiful.
Principe, there's a minus 10,000 line out here on Principe. Has to be on the dad. The dad strip is going to be the lead into the game.
That, I mean, it's an absolute layup right there. Also, I think if we're going to have Menzies on pre-gaming more often, I'm going to need your best Gene, your guess at Gene's puns every pregame. And you've been delivering in your pregame puns.
Trying, yeah.
Is this the cream trip?
Just gonna focus on you. Coming up into the chat, Austin's in. No shit, first one in. Says, Bordzy, fire up this fucking band, baby. The rest of you know the drill. Vibe check, pulse check, bevies cold check. Check, check, check. Now let's belt to ass us some Blackhawks. Let's go. As we've heard Austin do in his Joker voice on the voicemails. Kind of nailed that one right there. Dre's in with he's a simple man. And he just says, let's fucking go.
Wow, that's good.
That's beautiful. Connor Brown is in the chat. Says, which Team Canada snub scores first? Bouchard, Hyman, or Connor Bedard? I'm going to go with Zach Hyman on this one. Maybe because I have a shot prop for him in Bordzy's bankroll, or maybe his dad's on the trip. They're all going to be showing up tonight. Brady's in. Yo, Wallman and Jari made the trip on a 2-game roadie. Wonder if they play tomorrow. More on that in just a second. Chris Knobloch may have answered that question in his morning media availability. Sadistic, happy game day. Auger says creaming tonight. KB Stir, let's go, boys. I tried to just really power through that one, sneak it in. Then our queen, Veronica, let's go Oilers. You can do it. Lance Kane, he says it in Menzies. You just prep for it. Cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
That's getting so good.
There you go. Well, New Year's resolution, that was the big one. My other New Year's resolution, actually, it's been going really 100 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, and 5-minute planks. I start tomorrow. But otherwise...
I was like, that's a lot, man.
Yeah.
I was about to say, good on you. I don't think I've done that in a minute.
No chance.
And then we've got some super chat. Well, one super chat. Shout out Ben Stelter Foundation, a cause that does incredible things for families going through incredibly hard times. And it's Cup Year.
Cup Year.
In the chat with $20. Question for ONN, the chat. Every time I wear my Derek Ryan 10 jersey, Frederick scores. Sick. But the problem is, when I wear it, no other Oilers scores. Oilers 2-0, Rangers 0 with empty netter, and Tampa 2, Oilers 1. Do I wear the damn jersey?
It's a real puzzle. No, I think.
I think I'm also going to go with no. We all have to play our part. We all have to do our things. We affect what happens on the ice, whether we like to admit it or not.
Listen, getting Trent Frederick going is big and would be nice to see. The rest of the team, at the risk of the rest of the team,
point streaks that I need to worry about right now.
Okay, to worry about the rest of the team. Damn it!
Yeah, we got Mangiapane back in the lineup to worry about tonight. Yeah, we got Knobloch glowing with Mangiapane.
Knobloch also, I believe Knobloch is ill right now. You'll be able to tell in his pregame interviews that he gave, but he doesn't sound so good right now. But first things first. Okay, so they're wearing the cream jerseys. We got Mangiapane in the lineup. Those are the big things. Before we unpack tonight's matchup, Menzies, I do want to roll back to Saturday night a little bit against the LA Kings. That one was a big one. Circled on the calendar, obviously, celebrating Leon Draisaitl's 1,000 points in the NHL. He had his father, his mother, his sister, and his 84-year-old grandmother in the building. So no shit, he ended up scoring not once, but twice. It was a big one. Also, Leon plus 125 anytime goal, an absolute lock. Now for the actual game, the result, very disappointing in my opinion, because that's one against your rival. First matchup of the season between the Oilers and the LA Kings. Hadn't seen each other since the handshake line in the first round of last year. But the fact that LA had kind of come in reeling, especially second half of a back-to-back, they just lost 5-1 to the Winnipeg Jets, the 11-game losing streak Winnipeg Jets, who were also on the second half of a back-to-back of their own. The Kings had a backup goaltender in Forsberg in the crease, and the Oilers, once again, they've taken 8 cracks at it this season, and they still have yet to win 3 games in a row. Positive spin zone, points in 3 straight for the Edmonton Oilers. Menzies, I know this is why I'm excited to have you join pre and post a little bit more, because I want to see unruly, let it rip, Menzies, after a loss. And I'm curious, how did you feel after that one against LA? And then, hey, everyone who was shitting on the Draisaitl shootout, slap shot, clap bomb, that is such rock star shit that had that gone in, we would have been singing Leon's praises left, right, and center. Just wanted to get that in there.
Menzies stuff. Yeah.
Thought on Saturday.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't watch the game because I was in Lloyd doing a Pontiac's game. So I didn't watch it live. Pontiac scored with 11 seconds left in regulation.
The Civic Center, what they used to call it?
Well, there was the Civic. Now they're in the brand new Synovus Energy Hub, and the fans left disappointed and saddened with a 3-2 shootout loss as the Pontiac snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Now, I did listen to the end of the game, and I caught a good chunk of it afterward. What's interesting was listening to the overtime. The radio crew of Cam Moon and Bob Stauffer made no big. I didn't realize the goal that was disallowed from McDavid looked the way it did, because they thought for sure it wasn't going to count. They didn't make a big deal about it at the time, so I'd sort of forgotten about it. I watch it back and I think, man, I think the Oilers kind of got jobbed here. That very well could have been a goal. But all the reasons you list about, they just gave the Jets their first win in 11 games. Oh, the Kings can't score. Oh, they're going to be missing this guy, that guy. The Oilers don't. Those are all the reasons they're going to play down to their competition.
It was a trap game from day one. I should have seen it.
Anytime there's any semblance of trap, anything resembling, building the mousetrap board, which is annoying and makes you not want to play the board game. Anytime there's anything like that, the Oilers struggle, and we haven't seen them overcome those challenges. We see them play down to competition as opposed to get out the belt consistently and start whipping opponents. So it obviously meant more to the Kings that night, which is a shame. I think the Oilers have long periods of their game, particularly the second periods, where not a whole lot happens. Mm-hmm. They get caught into this whole flow. And most of the time, we know what Oilers team we're going to get in the first 7 minutes of the game before the TV timeout. Either they're shooting pucks and creating things, or it's public skate night.
It's a perimeter evening. A lot of
we're going to get a lot of passing, so we're going to know right away tonight. I have a good feeling about tonight. I think they have to respond.
That new rink in Lloyd, right next to the service center.
It is right next to the casino.
They got a casino now?
Yeah, the Gold Horse Casino. I was there for the opening, brother.
I'm coming back.
Oh yeah,
I live reported.
It's quite a building. It's quite an arena there in Lloyd. Pontiac's 2-0 there.
The border city, baby. Me and Brett, former residents. Now you talk about being confident tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. They're in Chicago for a meeting with the Blackhawks, and they have some special guests with them. It's the dad's trip, or the mentor's trip, is I believe what they're actually calling it. Here you get a look. Some of the faces. So the big dogs. We've obviously seen Brian McDavid a ton in our lives. Beautiful photo here. Brett, just kind of roll through some of these. We did see Peter the other night. I also loved in they cut to Leon's parents for his goal celebrations, and they've seen him score how many fucking goals before? No reaction out of him whatsoever. They're just going. Darnell and his dad, keep it rolling. I believe Nuge, we got Nugie, and I believe it's his father-in-law. Shout out Joe. And then Evan Bouchard and his dad. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. There's some Edmonton Oilers guys that, like, those first group there, who knows? Whatever, they're their dads. Hyman and his father look so much alike. Whoa. You could pick them out of a lineup without a doubt. And then the one that really got me was Trent Frederick and his dad. They look like the exact same person. Give him credit. Freddie's dad's looking young. He's looking good there. They got the same curly hairstyle. Also hoping that you tell me Bob doesn't want to see Trent Frederick getting a scrap tonight.
Oh.
You tell me that guy doesn't want to see his son beat the shit out of somebody on the ice in person. But I love this for the dad's trip. So many similarities. Ike Howard and his dad, they've got the exact same eyes. I want to see Ike throw on some of those.
Is Bob going to show a video of a bunch of 8-year-olds in an AHL intermission to get Trent fired up for tonight's game, you think, or what? Trent, watch this.
This is what you do.
Here's our pregame video.
Jari and his dad look very, very, very similar. And I guess, Menzies, the question I wanted to ask you, did your dad have a similar hairstyle as you?
He did before I was born. He was a long-haired guy,
nice.
In the 80s and 90s. Now it's very short. Very short. Some winters.
Still has hair? He still has
hair. Yeah. He's got good follicles. But as they say, it's the mom's side. It's the mom's dad, and that's where things might get a little sketchy for me as I transition into the 30s and 40s.
My mother's dad, 85, full head of hair. Feeling good about that. What about you?
I don't know.
Oh, shit. You know what, Brett? That's my bad. I totally set you up for failure right there.
Anyways, dads.
There's Bouchard and his dad. The other one was Curtis Lazar and his dad, I believe. They look like absolute twins. Look at these two right here. You got a good look at what some of the Oilers are going to look like in the future. But I love that they do the mentors trip.
Have we seen Janmark's?
No, we haven't. Actually.
Do we have Janmark? I am curious to see Janmark.
Does the apple fall far from the tree?
You're saying Hyman looks a lot, Fredericks look a lot alike. I'm just curious. I don't know. It's not for any particular reason.
I played this game recently with my buddies. Remember when they did the next gen game and they had the kids drawing like what they think that the player would look like? So I took the name out of it and I showed the Janmark drawing to my buddies and I didn't tell them who it was. And I was like, who do you think this is? All four of them were like, oh, that's got to be Janmark. That's got to be Janmark. Yanni, I love you. and we love to throw chirps from time to time. But the Oilers, they're fully loaded week, taking on 5 separate teams with a lot of travel. And I just think overall, Menzies, this stretch for the Oilers, this all of January in general, this is one where I think the Oilers got to create some distance here in the Pacific Division standings. And this is, I keep mentioning it, that January is what I've had circled for the entire season. And we know the Oilers' history, the last 3 seasons, I believe, their record in the month of January has been absolutely unbelievable. It's something about the calendar flipping to 2026, but I really do think we see the Oilers going back and forth with the Vegas Golden Knights for the 1-2 seed at the top of the Pacific. But this stretch, even this week, if we want to just bring it down to that, we could, at the end of Sunday night, be feeling real good about where the Edmonton Oilers are in the Pacific Division standings.
Sorry. Good one.
So you look at these matchups, dude, all of these, I hate to say it, I don't want to jinx anything.
Games.
They should win all 5 of these. These shouldn't even go to extra time at any point. These are matchups. I get the travel, all the excuses, but with the recent track record of the Oilers in January, I am so confident in how this week is going to go. And damn it, hope will never die, Menzies.
Well, I get it. These are all winnable hockey games. These are all winnable hockey games. I smell a 2-2-1 week, and then we come home. And then we come home and it's 8 straight at home and then 1 in Calgary to finish. That is where I believe the true dominant stretch of their season begins, in those last 9 games before the Olympic break. I think we still have to grit our teeth a little bit here. Maybe Wallman or Jari back as soon as tomorrow. We've heard that. We'll get to that. So we're still figuring that out. But you think of by next week, providing that there's no more injuries, the Oilers could be at just about full strength and then be at home and can really start to cook. Although it is not, maybe by next week it'll be cold and miserable again, which will make opponents even more. It was nice to throw away the winter jacket, throw that winter jacket off.
Just been rocking Drake May all day today, but you account for that. Wallman could, you know what? Why don't we just do it? We got an injury update earlier today from one Chris Knobloch talking to the media, and folks, there might be good news on the horizon for the Edmonton Oilers, talking about the possibility of a Wallman and Jari return. Brett, let's take a listen.
Very, very close, and maybe not ready for tonight, but maybe tomorrow. But both of them are very close.
Maybe tomorrow, brother. As we saw earlier in the chat, somebody said they believe both Wallman and Jari are on this 2-game road trip back-to-back set. The Oilers going to be in Nashville tomorrow. That is positive news, and I can't wait, especially to see Jake Wallman back in the deep airings for the Edmonton Oilers. We've been playing this game of Alec Regula playing a spot there's no way he should have ever been playing. Now you're moving Ty Emerson.
You haven't enjoyed Regula?
No, I haven't, Menzies. I've been pretty vocal about how much I have not enjoyed it, and really took until last game. I don't know. I feel like I say this all the time. That
What's wrong with Regula?
Banging my head against a metaphorical wall of being like, he so clearly shouldn't be in that spot. Why do we keep doing it? But shout out Nobby. He put Ty Emerson in that spot on Saturday, and MB is expected to be back there again this evening.
It will help to give Regula an opportunity to watch the games, and I know that sounds like a backhanded compliment, but I just mean he's not going to be an every game and every night guy. He needs to watch it and reset, especially with how truncated all these games have been. Like, you're just rolling. You don't get that chance to reset. He sort of needs it. And I'm glad they've been patient with Wallman. But when Wallman comes back, we do need him to be a legit second pair D-man, which we think he is.
Before he got injured, I know we all remember it differently, but Jake Wallman wasn't playing his best this season before he got banged up, but we got glimpses into it last year in the NHL playoffs as well. Brett, speaking of Alec Regula, I do believe Harry left us a voicemail, something about Alec Regula. I'm nervous. Let's take a listen.
Hey, Oilers Nation, it's your boy Harry. I've been seeing a lot of discourse surrounding Alec Regula lately, and I thought I'd spit a little bit of optimism into the conversation. There's an old adage that it takes an NHL defenseman 300 games before he's seen everything at least once. We all remember how up and down Bouchard's first 150 games were, and those of us who aren't disingenuous understand the kind of player he's become since. Alec Regula, at the time of recording this, has played a career total of 49 NHL games, which includes only 27 games in the last 3 seasons. He's barely played half a season worth of hockey, and while I agree it's been rough for him out there, I urge fans to exercise a bit of patience with him. Even Spencer Stastny has only played 95 career games, so while we all love the way he's been playing in the little time he's been here already, we must also remember this if he slows down in the future. Do the Oilers need an upgrade on defense? I believe so. However, let us not run Regula out of town quite yet. Who knows what kind of player he could turn into in the future. Have a gooder, boys.
Was that his real voice or was that a generated AI voice? I can only imagine.
If that's his real voice, you got to get into radio.
You're hired.
Yeah. What is that?
Come on down, brother, because that was beautiful.
What a sane, rational take.
Yeah. That was wild. I was nervous for that. I can't believe I was nervous for that. No, totally, dude. Like, I feel thoroughly that Alec Regula has just been he's been a punching bag for Edmonton Oilers fans this season. Now, some of that he's deserved with his play, but I've been so consistent in my argument that I think there is a good player in Alec Regula. I've mentioned, I think he just deserves to get basically the Ty Emerson treatment that he got last year, in and out of the lineup, 6'7" defenseman. You look at now, Ty Emerson. Stop that.
What?
You stop that. I saw that on the screen. But that you look at it now, Ty Emerson is now at 146 games. He's looked better this year. And I just think the way they've brought Regula along, whether it's been because of an injury to Jake Wallman, they haven't been putting him in a role to succeed, but that doesn't mean I don't see the potential that the Oilers see. He's big. He's got size, reach, all those things. They obviously have believed in him because they gave him a 2-year, 2-way deal when they claimed him off of waivers. I like how rational, urge patience with Alec Regula, but let's not kid ourselves. He's not a second pairing guy. He's a 6'7" defenseman. Stop it. And that's just where he should be playing.
Yeah, my rejoinder will be that there's been a faction of the fan base, I know online, that gets really upset about Chris Knobloch's lines at times. I get upset, or frustrated with the line combination at times, particularly where the young players are slotted, wanting to see Savoy or Howard or Hudson or one of these young guns play higher in the lineup. Conversely, a lot of those same people, I think, have been really upset about, Eric Regula's play, or Alec Regula. That was his dad. Anyway, so Regula's, he's struggled. There's no doubt. But the Oilers, look, they've been in this spot with injury, and ever since Stetcher had to be let go on waivers, they've been in this position. Like, I don't think it's the end of the world. Obviously, he's gone through his struggles, but I'm not going to, draw hard and fast conclusions about who he could be down the line. He's a bottom of the depth chart defenseman that's been playing out of position for the time being. And so we'll see. Like I said, Wallman comes back. Now he gets an opportunity to sit and then fill in. Maybe there's a night Emerson or Stastny, need a night off, because look, there's times when Stastny and Emerson get caught in their own zone. They don't move the puck quick enough, get a little deer in the headlights, and then they get stuck. Those are, especially the last 5 games, maybe 8 or 10 games, when the Oilers are struggling to move pucks out of their zone, that Philly game, that first period, that was the reason they're down 3 right away. They couldn't break out the puck. That's a good indicator of where they're going to be at, most nights. So we'll see. And it was good to see, obviously, Emerson take on that role with Nurse.
I thought he was solid in the last game. He played, I think it was 14-20 time on ice. Obviously, the game went to OT, but MB, solid. Him and Darnell Nurse, and however many 5v5 minutes they've played together, yet to be on the ice for a goal against.
Hate to interject here, but we have breaking news for tonight. This is from Elliot Friedman. Connor Bedard will not play tonight. He has the flu.
Whoa!
Now, that sucks for entertainment value, you might say.
A Chicago athlete in a big game has the flu and doesn't play.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Bedard, you're never going to be MJ, my brother. That's a big break for the Edmonton Oilers.
The Hawks have been plagued by the flu. Like,
dude, it traveled to Chris Knobloch. He sounds sick as shit.
Yeah, well, they had their third string goalie play. Right. Both their goalies couldn't play. They had a defenseman who couldn't go. The flu has been going around Chicago, likely due to the gale force winds in the city.
Of course, Menzies. That's why it's the Windy City.
We'll have your weather at 6.
There you're going to look at Connor Bedard's stats this season. Hey, we've all heard it. Unless you've been living under a rock, he's had the breakout season everyone has been looking for. He leads the Blackhawks in points by a mile, even though he missed 12 games earlier this season. He's obviously snubbed from Team Canada and is not going to be in the lineup tonight. Wow. I feel road trip's kicking off good. This is kicking off well. Now, also bring it back to another trap sign.
Yeah, here we go.
You've made me such a pessimist, and I don't like this. But the Oilers taking on the enemy, the Chicago Blackhawks, this evening down at the United Center. Obviously, the Oilers coming off a shootout loss, and these Blackhawks are coming off a shutout win of their own over the Nashville Predators, who the Oilers take on tomorrow. Now, for one thing for the Oilers, Andrew Mangiapane is going to be back in the lineup for them tonight. He will replace one Isaac Howard. Felt like you could see that benching coming. I don't know how much you caught on Saturday night, but it was one of those Isaac Howard games. The Oilers had a power play. PP2's actually out on the ice. He took a penalty in the offensive zone, and his ass sat on that bench for pretty much the entirety of the game after that. So I do think for Mangiapane, hey, obviously this dude is on the trade block. I'll be curious if they do have to activate Jake Wallman and one Tristan Jarry, how they're going to do this salary cap wise. We know we've heard there's deals semi on the table for Monge, but tonight he's going to be back in the lineup. Now, this could just be a gentlemanly move from Chris Knobloch when his father is in town and on this trip, or maybe it's his last kick at the can in an Edmonton Oilers jersey. Either way, he's going to be back in on the third line. Chris Knobloch caught up with the media this morning talking about allowing Mangiapane back in. I believe he sat out the last 4 consecutive games. Let's hear from Chris Knobloch.
Just feeling more comfortable with his game. I think there have been some mistakes, but mostly it's just puck play, not feeling confident in making plays. He's a player that's obviously should be able to make plays. He's an NHL veteran who's put up a lot of offense. I think he's in a good spot right now. He's had a great attitude. He's practiced really hard. Couldn't ask anything more from him. So, inserting him back in the lineup, I think will help us.
Nobby, get well soon. You don't sound good, my brother. No. And there's going to be so much travel this week. Stay away from the boys too. That's the tough part, because once it's in the room, it's in there. But Andrew Mangiapane can also be in the room this evening. Thoughts on him returning to the lineup?
Well, he's not going to be a healthy scratch every night. Like, that's just not happening.
Nobby's been consistent in this. Like, that's why Lazar gets in. We saw Tommy Smokes getting in at points. And really his whole Oilers tenure, he's been pretty considerate of getting. We always got to keep guys in.
Yeah. They're not just going to shelter him, especially if he is doing things in practice that Knobloch likes, like he mentions, right? So the coach has to have that type of inner reward system to get back into the lineup. I mean, obviously they know it's not worked out, but if it is true that he has a good attitude and he's doing those things in practice, then he's going to get in, and maybe he can show well, improve his trade value, move that along quicker, or make the the need to trade him delay a little bit. They're not really in too much cap problem. I believe they put Henrique on LTIR. Yeah. They'll have enough room there, so we'll see. But look, he wasn't going to sit forever. He gets back in. Let's see if he's got some jump.
I see Dave in the chat. Not a fan? Oh, wait, no, that one is a fan. Dave said Mangi is 29 years old. I'm sure his dad has seen him play plenty before. Fuck feelings.
Man, I'm 29 and I want my dad to come to my ball hockey games.
Hey, I'll come.
Thank you. My fiance doesn't even
I'll
come.
make a sign.
This was the whole plot of Goldmember. I mean, this was...
Daddy wasn't there
to take me to the fair. Damn my underwear, whatever it was. Yeah. Shout out.
When I was first baptized, when I was criticized.
Excellent pull. Also, John's in. He quickly says, sorry if I missed it, gents. Can you react to the Quinn Hudson signing? That's right. We got some news earlier today as Quinn Hudson really has nothing to do with tonight's game. Fuck Pregaming. He signs a 2-year deal with the Oilers, AAV of $875,000. Good for Hudson. Here you see it on your screen. We know his numbers in the AHL. They have been unbelievable. He's shown good flashes in the NHL. And I like this from Quinn Hudson because he's been very vocal about this in his interviews and saying, I chose the Oilers for a reason. I want to be here because I think I can crack this lineup and I can make waves in this Oilers franchise. And I respect the confidence. Look at those numbers, 23 goals in 30 games in the AHL. Quinn Hudson, stick around for 2 more years.
Yeah, it was. I'm pleasantly surprised at the number. 2 more years. Okay.
Does he know how good he's been?
Yeah. I guess a showing of good
earmuffs,
faith.
Quinn, earmuffs.
That, they burned the first year of his ELC or his original contract to play a couple games last year. So obviously this is good. I think it's been a little overblown. People annoyed the Hudson yo-yo a little bit. I don't think it's been as big a deal. He knows what the deal is. Yeah. The front office is going to be, I think, clear with him on what that is. But I think as we move along here, look, who knows? There's been tons of injuries this year. Like Hudson could come back. He could come in and be here for a while, even this season, never mind the future. So how do you not like it?
I'm a big fan of his game and everything we've seen so far, and just feels good to have the commitment to the Oilers and that he wants to get this done in an Oilers jersey. Yeah, Brady says right here, Hudson clearly wants to be an Oiler. If you want to be an Oiler, I want to love you. I am a simple man. As for tonight and the Chicago Blackhawks, Menzies, you wrote the pre-scout article at Oilersnation.com, as you do before every single Oilers game. And it's kind of been up and down, more good than bad, in my opinion, for these Blackhawks. But remember the start of the year, they started out hot, surprisingly good start, and then things fell off, obviously. That was in line with the Connor Bedard injury. Now, I thought Bordzy was going to be back. He's been back from injury for a bit now, but tonight we just saw it. Elliot Friedman, he's going to be out of the lineup with a flu, which is good for us. Because this Hawks team lately has been playing some damn good hockey. They are 5-1-1 in their last 7 games. Where did I get these numbers? From the pre-scout article. They've outscored opponents 21-15. Their power play, 8 of 19. Their PK, absolutely perfect over the last 7 games. And there you see it on your screen. That has them 19-7 on the year, which I think thoroughly most people would say this has been a very successful season for the Hawks. And the fact that you account Bedard has been out with injury. Frank Nazar is currently out with injury, and they're treading water at exactly 500. I believe they're only 3 points out of a playoff spot currently right now. So good for them. I don't think anyone expected them or still expect them to make a postseason run, but Menzies, call a spade. The steps they've made this year are considerable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're only 16 points worse than their whole regular season last year. They were 31st overall at 61 points. So they've had a much better season. And it's worth knowing they improved here down the stretch without Bedard. Bedard had only been back for 2 games, and as you alluded to, 5-1-1 in their last 7. Their overall specialty teams numbers are strong. It isn't even just a recent heater.
They're both top 10 in power play PK.
They've got the 4th best penalty kill in the NHL, which is surprising to see, and a 7th best power play. And so they're believing again. And Chicago, similar to the Oilers, where we're thinking, hey, we're going to have tons of home games here before the break. Chicago, 8 of their next 12 are at home. They have the same designs that the Oilers do. Tyler Bertuzzi, terrific season he's been having. I mean, he's got 36 points.
Leads the team in goals.
And nearly at last year's point total, he could be nearing career highs this year. And it's a lot of names you're not going to recognize. Oliver Moore, Ryan Green, Wyatt Kaiser, Artyom Levshinov, obviously, if you follow drafts, Nick Lardis, Landon Slaggert.
Who?
Okay, these guys are all 24 or younger. If it wasn't for Nick Foligno, this team would be far and away the youngest in the NHL. Seriously, like Foligno's 37. This team is largely comprised of 20-year-olds and under 25s. So they're a young team. They struggle 5-on-5. They do not have great 5-on-5 numbers in terms of goal share and expected goal share. We know the Oilers struggles 5-on-5, but can they get the better of them in that respect with a sort of strength on strength with the specialty teams?
Dave's in. He also said watch for that team in the next few years. Oh, yeah, brother. And then another super check, courtesy of Bob Stoff for $27.99.
Oh.
They talked to the Iceman about Monge being put in as bait on the hook for a trade. He's getting traded for sure. You can't take out Howard right now unless there's a legit reason. Andrew is not a fit here. I don't know. Chris Knobloch, once again, it's what they do with some young players. Matt Savoy hasn't really gotten any of that treatment this year, but there's some holes in Ike Howard's defensive game. And that penalty he took on the power play had me fucking pissed on Saturday night.
Well, but what is this move telling us? A Mangiapane trade is not imminent.
I also think the fact that it's a back-to-back, that could also be a factor in this. I do think the dads also factor in.
Yeah, like I think this move is telling us that a trade is not close at this point. So they're not going to have Mangiapane sitting for weeks before a potential trade comes. And this was the lineup decision made. I mean, yeah, could you have pulled out Frederick, Janmark, etc.? Sure. I mean, it would be nice to see Howard play.
I wanted to see Roslovic and the kids continue to get to build some chemistry, but this is a part of being a young player in the NHL. The highs, the lows, the going back down to the AHL, sitting up in the press box, playing in the bottom 6 minutes, and it's part of the journey, Bert.
Nobby does that a lot, though, too, with the sentimental stuff. Like, I always come back to that game against Ottawa where he was obviously not supposed to start on the first line with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and he did. Why? Because it was game 1,000.
Pickard gets starts against the Jets. That's his hometown.
Exactly. So I do think there definitely is an aspect. Because, I mean, you want to say fuck feelings, and it's a hockey game, and this is a business and stuff like that. Players also value coaches and want to play for coaches who give a shit about the personal lives of the players. So there's definitely something that goes into that as well.
And if what Chris Knobloch said is true, he's never lied to me before. Is that Andrew Mangiapane? I'm only kidding when I say that. Is that he's been good in the room and that he's taken this in stride. Quickly need to know info. I just looked down at the clock and I was like, maybe if Menzies is joining, I got to make these 90-minute pre-gamings because I got to account that we're going to get off topic repeatedly throughout the show. We need to know info. Wilhock Beef Jerky. Go to the website. Get Joe Jerky on WilhockBeefJerky.com.
Trent in my DMs the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, we were.
The legend Trent Wilhock
we were trying
himself?
to figure out what was going on in Spruce Grove, but anyhow.
Dude, have you met Trent? He's an absolute beauty.
I've never met him in person. I went to school with his son.
Ooh, is he a stud too?
No. Sorry, poor Alex and Nate RTA. I got into it.
There you go.
Times.
Hey, it happens. It happens. Need to know info. Edmonton, they've won 3 straight against the Chicago Blackhawks and 9 of their last 10 meetings. They've actually outscored the Hawks 40-27 over that stretch. You don't need to know it because you already know it. But Connor McDavid is on the run of all runs right now. He's got a career high point streak, 18 games. He's got 19 goals, 23 apples, 42 points, 95 shots over 18 games is absolutely batshit nuts. A run so insane. Bet365 has a McDavid anytime goal at -110. You don't see that very often for Connor McDavid.
It's pretty good.
But that, Brett, is not the only active point streak going on tonight. The other guy, Leon Draisaitl, Jesus, that was weird, has a 19-game point streak against the Chicago Blackhawks. 15 goals, 37 points. It's the longest active streak against any team of any player in the NHL right now. Feeling like a Leon anytime goal.
Do you know what Wayne's longest streak was?
I was looking at it earlier on Gregor's tweets, but I kind of forget.
This is off the dome.
I'm going to go 33.
I believe it was 51 games, and it was to start the season. And he was playing through injury to keep the streak alive. I believe it's something like 160 points over a 51-game point streak to start like 85, 86 or something around there. I believe. Fact check that.
Those are insane numbers. And then the thing is like McDavid's hitting modern day Gretzky levels right now with what he's been doing on this run. Connor Ingram, he's also expected to get the start for the For the Blackhawks, they're 6-3-1 in their last 10. We know that. Frank Nazar, he's out with injury. Connor Bedard is also out with the flu this evening. No flu game for him. Brett, pull up the head-to-head between the two teams here as well. It's just so you get an accurate look And those special teams numbers for the Blackhawks, you said it, 7th on the power play, 4th on the PK. When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, the Oilers power play against the Hawks, PK, which has been perfect over their last 7 games. Interested to see that one. And then I do believe we expect to see one Spencer Knight in goal for
How do the
Chicago
Oilers
Blackhawks.
respond playing to the Blackhawks while Game 7 of the World Series isn't being played on the Jumbotron? Because I was at that game and I remember so little of the hockey game and I remember so much more of the baseball game.
I remember doing pre and post game that night and being like, nobody watched the Oil game tonight.
Yeah.
Not even in the building.
Bouchard, overtime winner. He salvaged his third period and got
It's
the game.
time for Dodger baseball. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Damn it, Brett. Damn it. Let's go now quickly. The home team lineup brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play Store or the App Store. And once you download that app, sign up, earn loyalty points, and you for $2 on any premium or regular box. You can add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 deep fried wontons. That's a deal. That's a deal you simply ain't getting anywhere else. Throw it up for me, Bert, one more time for anyone joining late. Nuge, McDavid, Hyman is the top line. Then it's Pods, Bordzy with Leon Draisaitl and Kasperi Kapanen. Also, Sean Panganiban. Fresh article dropped on Oilersnation.com. Brett, who do you think he interviewed?
Let me guess. Is it Podsy's skill coach?
Bordzy's skills coach. Shout out that guy. He's just helping out Oilers Nation left, right, and center, but also Pangs, super charming. I also want to talk to Pangs all the time. Your third line of Andrew Mangiapane replacing the Iceman with Jack Roslovic and Matt Savoy. Your fourth line, Janmark, Curtis, freaking laser beams on their heads, Lazar, and Trent Frederick. That's 2 Austin Powers references in one show.
Yeah.
We're rolling. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That's shaggy,
Then
baby.
it's Ekholm with Boosh. Keep it together, boards. Darnell with Ty Emerson and Spencer Stastny with one Alec Regula. Earlier in the show, we talked about it. I'm so done with the Regula experiment on the second pair. And then it was funny. Somebody asked me, hey, what'd you think about the D pairings on Saturday night against the LA Kings? I thought about it and I went, I don't have many thoughts about it. That's probably a good thing. That's probably a good one. So I thought Ty Emerson was solid enough on Saturday night. Once again, him and Darnell have not been on the ice for a 5v5 goal against.
What about Ekholm with Regula?
Man, yeah. You know what? Let me ask you this. What is your ideal D pairing situation? Because what intern Tristan, shout out, he's here with us once again. I believe his was Ekholm with Emerson, Nurse with Boosh, Stastny with Wallman, and that's like your speed mobile pair. What would you do? What's your ideal world? No judgment.
I mean, I haven't thought with Wallman, but I was just thinking, even with this 6, if you went Nurse, Bouchard, Ekholm, Regula, Stastny, Emerson, and then put Wallman with Ekholm when they get back and try that as a look.
I'd be curious to get a look at Jake Wallman with one Matthias Ekholm. The thing is, we always talk about it. Darnell and Bouchard have great numbers when they play together.
Yeah, look, that's a roller coaster.
It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah. You know, you don't know what's going to happen.
It looks safe on the stat sheet, doesn't it? When I look at natural stat trick, but when I'm watching with my
But I think you're at the point where maybe Ekholm could be used in a little bit of a babysitting role. And you got to let young Evan, who's not so young anymore, fly those wings.
Take the reins.
Fly those wings.
Away.
You know?
It's a caterpillar becoming a butterfly.
Yeah.
My dream 6 with these 6 without Wallman, I would rather go 13-5.
Oh my God. See, this is what I don't like. Exactly what Harry said on the voicemail that he doesn't want us to do is turn on one Alec Regula because
what if you put Trent Frederick on the left?
Yeah.
Why don't we try Bouchard and forward?
Hey, now we're talking.
That's that every time. And I know people do it to rage bait. They do it successfully because I get pissed every single time. What was the great meme we posted over the Christmas break? It was the John Bernthal at Christmas dinner. And it was when my uncle brings up Bouchard playing forward, flips the table, throws the food at him. Yeah. That's what I can relate to. Let's go now to the starting goaltender report brought to you by Dog Patch. We'll be back there. Keep it locked on our socials throughout the season. Brett, we had a beautiful evening on Saturday night. Got the bomb burger yet again. It was unbelievable. They do great stuff. Check out the menu. Brett got the borscht.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I obviously forgot potatoes are obviously in there, but they have olives in that bitch.
Dude.
I didn't know that you could. Unbelievable. It's just
Boomer.
I didn't-
that bush. That bush. Nobody circles a bush like dog patch.
Throw it up for me, Brett. Tail the tape between the two goaltenders, Connor Ingram and one Spencer Knight. Ingram still below 900 overall on the season, but he's been above 900 in 5 of his 6 appearances with the Edmonton Oilers. The problem with that, the one game it wasn't, it was below an 800.
It wasn't
So
very good.
It is.
Not good at all.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
My argument, it is what it is. I'm done with Calvin Pickard, in my opinion. I think that final game there against Winnipeg, that was for me the nail in the coffin, the straw that broke the camel's back, whatever metaphor you want to use. Connor Ingram, we've had a healthy sample size here, almost a month. I believe it was like December 16th or 18th when Tristan Jarry got hurt. We just knew this was going to be a
That was the
competition.
last time I was here.
Yeah, true. It's been a minute. Missed you, man.
I missed you too.
Missed you. And then you get Crane jerseys tonight
Yeah.
to celebrate Menzies.
And
Do you
Borscht.
agree with me, Pickard? This competition has been won thoroughly by Connor Ingram.
Well, I've become an Ingram fan. I really have. I like the style that he plays, and I think it more mirrors Jarry, and I think that's better long term for the Oilers. Provided that, Ingram most of the time is going to provide 900 or so goaltending. I know some people I was reading, and, I didn't watch the whole game, as I said, because I was on the road. I know I didn't, hey, puck hits his glove. Nice to catch the puck, those types of things. I still can't get over the save he made against Nashville. You talk about wearing cream jerseys. I was wearing a cream colored shirt after. Woo! I'm an Ingram. I've become an Ingram fan. I think he's won the job. What will be interesting? Can they stuff Pickard
That was
through,
so good. That was so
through
good.
waivers?
Can they do what to Pickard?
Well,
Keep it together. Keep it together.
Yeah.
Back on the rails.
Is he going to go through waivers? Would he get claimed?
I don't
and
think
if
he's
going to
getting
get claimed. Is there even a trade that could be made? I think that's scary because let's be honest, Tristan Jarry may not be the picture of health. So you might need 3. You probably will still. Options. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm not saying, but Ottawa might need a goalie. They lost 8-2.
Fire right now.
They lost 8-2 to Colorado.
That's true. No,
They're on
facts are stats. Stats
I
are
don't know
facts.
what you guys are talking about. I just watched
Rumors.
the game.
And Steve Stais told us those rumors.
I just
are
watched
not a
the
thing.
games and I noticed they keep losing and their starting goaltender
Something's
isn't
not
there.
going right.
Yeah,
Something's
but
not
those
going right
rumors
over
are
there.
That's all.
fucking
That's
bullshit.
On the other side,
That's all.
also you talk about options.
Yeah.
Connor Unger. Let's talk about him just quickly for a
Yeah.
second. Those numbers on your screen are absolutely unbelievable down in the AHL.
The hunger for Unger has begun in Oilers Nation.
Once
Yeah.
again, you do mention the Jarry injury. And obviously, say this tongue in cheek, I don't want to see Connor Unger up to the NHL this
It's not
season.
happening.
That would be a way too much, way
It's
too
not happening.
fast. But I just wanted to point these out. We had the graphic of these are unbelievable numbers. And we've seen the way they talk about the AHL and how chaotic and, very hard to predict it is. The fact that we look at Ingram's numbers in the AHL and look at how good he's been in the NHL, this right here excites me for the future. But back to tonight, Spencer Knight is going to be the other goaltender. Talk about a win-win trade thoroughly for both the Blackhawks and the Florida Panthers. The Panthers get Seth Jones. They get another Stanley Cup to add to their trophy case. And the Blackhawks got the goalie of their future along with a 2027, I now believe, first rounder. It got pushed to. And you might even say Spencer Knight's the goalie of the future and the present. Because look at those numbers on your screen. 2.62 goals against, 9-10. He's still only 24 years old. And we know goaltenders, they're voodoo. He will have a down season like everybody else does, up and down. But, dude, this is this is thoroughly worked out for the Hawks here to get rid of a guy in Seth Jones that the timelines just did not line up whatsoever. And here you get the man in the crease for ideally the next 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's worked out. Knight is playing well. He pushed for maybe even Olympic consideration. So
he good. He's a real deal.
Yeah. I used to, before I got this job, I used to have a lot of time on my hands. But I used to go through like the top 200 draft prospects going into each draft. And Spencer Knight, his draft year, it was and still is my favorite prospect that I ever watched, because he was so different and cool when he was younger, and you can see it, the translation. I won't go all the way into it, but his translation into the pros is
brief story.
Unreal.
So the Pontiac's front office will go on a scouting trip, or used to, at least anyways, to Boston, to Mass, right before Christmas, because there's a big prep school tournament that will go on, and this was the first trip for a lot of those guys doing the scouting in the mid to late 2010s. And so GM goes down to talk to coach. Hey, who do you want to speak to? Whatever. And the two that the guy I know who was scouting wanted to talk to us. Hey, this, Spencer Knight and Trevor Zegras is who we want to talk to. And they just laughed at him and laughed at him. Like, yeah, they're not talking to buttfuck Bonneville. Sorry.
Let me sell you on the RJ Lalonde for a second.
You can play the Lloydminster Bob.
You bottle up the smell of the RJ Lalonde.
They were not.
No.
They were not HHL bound, apparently. They had other things in their future.
Hey, dream big. Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. That was my grade 9 grad quote. Shout out, I landed at Oilersnation. We'll take it.
It's the best 3 years of your life. I mean, what can you say?
Let's go now. The away lineup brought to you by the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament. Not this weekend, but next weekend. We're going to be in Jasper on beautiful Lake Mildred playing some pond hockey. I even get to play on Team Oilers Nation. We're going to be pre-gaming and post-gaming from the lodge. Going to have a little bit of a watch party going down there at the JPL. It's my first time going to the pond hockey tournament. I'm super excited. I want to go snowboarding on the Sunday, but Menzies, that's AFC NFC championship weekend.
Well, I
got to get home on the couch.
Your plans might be cleared, at least from a fan perspective, but from a football fan perspective, you'll find out who you're hosting tonight.
Oh, the game probably just started. Patriots play the winner of Texans Steelers tonight, Monday Night Football.
You obviously want to see the Steelers.
I want the Steelers so bad. I am go Aaron Rodgers, go. You saw us beat up Jay Herbo last night?
Yeah.
Let's take it out on Aaron Rodgers. But throw it up for me. Do we have the updated lineup? Oh, my boy Brett doing a bang-up job producing on the background. Throw down a courtesy like, not for me, but for Brett. For intern Tristan. They're doing a bang-up job. Top line, Tyler Bertuzzi with Ryan Green and Andre Burakovsky. Second line, Landon Slaggert with Jason Dickinson and Ilya Mikheyev. Teuvo Teravainen with Oliver Moore and Nick Lardis. Ryan Donato with Nick Foligno and Colton Dock. Your D pairings.
Teuvo, just briefly, career Oiler killer.
Yep. Right.
Historically.
Oh, I wonder what he is. I'm not going to bet on it, but if you were thinking about doing it, I'll check on Bet365.
I lost a lot of money on him in the first game when he didn't produce a point.
This guy's the other one that I always think of is Joel Eriksson-Ek. That's the one that there's just some certain guys. Your D pairings, Vlasic with Louis Crevier, Wyatt Kaiser with Artem Levshinov, and then Matt Grzelcyk, Liam's. That's one of his top trade candidates on Liam's big board for the Oilers at the NHL trade deadline. He will play with Connor Murphy.
Just quickly, these lines are from Ben Pope.
Shout out Ben Pope.
Thanks.
Shout out our boy Ben Pope.
The Pope's from Chicago.
Holy shit, he is. Yeah, he totally is. Shout out to Bean. Shout out to Bean as well. You look through this lineup. Yeah, there's a couple names there that I can say. I'm not entirely certain who those are. But then you look. I think the one you got to look at, and Brett, maybe just pull a stat. I actually might not have it, but Tyler Bertuzzi, we showed it earlier. That is a face and a hairline that only a mother could love, I tell you. But he's had such an incredibly good season, and you look at there ain't a whole lot of top-end talent on that roster when you look at it without one Connor Bedard. Yeah, that's tough, Tyler Bertuzzi. That's tough to look at. Now, Menzies, I could ask you.
Hawks home record.
Who's your player to watch? What is their home record?
10-9-4.
There you go.
Oilers road record. Gun to your head. If you get it wrong, I pull the trigger.
8, 9, and 3.
Sorry. 11 and 3.
Ooh. Okay, that's okay. I didn't have the number of games proper there. I didn't have the number of games.
Sorry, we were in the U.S., so I felt compelled to use that.
If I can't give a good description of the Chicago Blackhawks, why don't I let a really ill Chris Knobloch give a description? He caught up with the media earlier talking about the Hawks. Brett, final word from Nobby.
Well, I think a lot of it is their speed and skill up front. They've got a lot of speedy forwards who are dangerous and put the puck in the net. And then their defense is tall, lanky. They create take up a lot of space. So, and then obviously goaltending. Spencer Knight's been fabulous this year for them. And, anytime you have good goaltending, it definitely helps you. So I know they have had their ups and downs with a lot of young teams. That'll happen. But also when you're missing your star player for a stretch, that will happen too. So, I think overall it's a good team. And last time we played them, we had a good game. So we'll anticipate the same tonight.
I like some people in chat. Is that Batman? Where's the trigger? Mr. Burns, where's Rachel? Says someone needs to make this man some chicken soup or something. LMAO, he does sound like Bruce Wayne. Tough one. And a lot of travel this week. He's going to get worse at this rate.
Yes.
Well, let's go check it out. Bordzy's Bankroll brought to you by Bet365. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Drake May, you were good to me yesterday. Let's hope the Oilers stars are good to me this evening. Bert, because I'm going simple. I'm just going with the big dogs tonight. Don't overthink it. And it's cream team night. It's a cream dream, baby, you might even say. McDavid, 2+ points, -135. That's just insane that is -135. But don't overthink. Then it's Leon, 2+ points of his own at -110. And then I like a little Zachary Martin Hyman shot prop. He's been putting the puck on the net recently. He's been hitting this. I forget what the exact number is. I think it's 4 out of his last 5 hockey games. Either way, I like the number at -180. Somebody in there says, where's the Cappy bet? That's true. If I could get a Kasperi Kapanen 1+ point, he's been awesome since returning. A Kapanen point is +150.
I don't hate the over in the first period at -140, over 1.5. I kind of feel like we'll get some goals tonight.
I think the Oilers, once again, this is confident week for Bordzy. I'm shooting from the hip. We're talking about optimism and always believing on pregame. This week, I feel very, very good. I almost said Pangs. Menzies. I know that was rude. Do you have anything working on Bet365 this evening?
No, my money's on the home dog Steelers. I have nothing cooking. Like I said, I think I like the first period over. And I think I would take a run at Teravainen point.
Yeah, that might be. We don't bet on the other team here on pregame. Waz does all the time.
All the time.
I am not in support of that.
Did you guys see that video of that 6-year-old Chargers fan that went to pick all the winners of the wild card, and she is 0 for 5 so far?
No,
I did not.
She picked. I just saw it. I saw it because somebody started dunking on it. 6-year-old. But I say that because I immediately went there because she picked the Steelers and went, boy, I should go bet on the Texans.
Yeah. Fade or fall.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the way.
All right, and on that, people, chat, play along. Give me some score predictions. Give me some anytime goal scorers. Also, Keegan asked, are you guys going to show the game? No, that would be highly illegal. And Sportsnet would be they're on our ass pretty quick with highlights. We played the entire game. No. But Keegan,
I could do play-by-play of the game while watching it if you like.
I was talking about this, that I'm curious if the chat, I think you guys would tune in. We're talking about over the Olympic break. Obviously, we're not going to be doing pregame or Oilersnation After Dark. We have been discussing doing watch-alongs, but also, won't those games be ridiculously early in the morning for a watch-along?
Yeah.
8 a.m. beers, 6 a.m. beers.
90th minute had to do it for the World Cup, baby.
I'm willing to drink beer at
7 hours live.
I would still, the odds of me being up, I'll be staying up in order to pain in the ass once I get to bed to wake up that early.
That's actually a good point.
My morning show days are gone. They're gone.
I'm a night owl now. All right. Score prediction, anytime goal score.
I like the Oil. I like them 5-2 tonight. And goal prediction? You want a goal scorer?
Yeah. Who should the people think about betting on Bet365?
Jack Roslovic.
Nice.
I also like 5-2. I'm gonna go with Ty Emberson. Why not? Little point shot action.
Whoa!
I gotta keep
Ty
scrolling
Emberson.
to see what the line is.
How
on
many
that
Ty
on
Emberson
Bet365.
Oiler goals have there been?
Not many. I'll
think
tell you that.
3.
For
How
me,
many Emberson?
I like that you both went 5-2. I'm gonna be ultra optimistic. 6-1 for the Edmonton Oilers. I think point night. I think the boys going to be feeling good. Obviously, Connor Bedard is out with the flu. That's a good sign for the Edmonton Oilers, and that makes me happy. I placed my bets earlier today before they announced that news.
3 goals, yeah.
Programming note, we'll be live for Oilers Nation After Dark at the conclusion of the hockey game. Me, Menzies, and intern Tristan, who also said 5-1 with a Zachary Hyman goal. He said that his dad is there to pay the bill in cash.
Oh, okay.
Shout out, Mr. Hyman. Shout out for giving him
Let's go.
50-plus goals, Zachary Martin Hyman.
So we all like the Oilers tonight, eh?
Uh-oh.
We all like them.
How will this come back to bite me in the ass? Tune in to Oilers Nation After Dark right at the conclusion of the hockey game. I love you all. Appreciate you all. Throw down your courtesy likes in the chat. Make sure you are subscribed, and we will talk in a couple hours. Now you got me nervous again.
Oh, we're going to watch the game.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. We'll talk in a bit. Good luck on the Bet365 Battlegrounds. Over and out.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.